There's an agreement drawn written in '95, which is still active. It comes up for renewal 2015, and they have 4 5-year extensions in the original agreement back from '95. So I'm sure they're gonna re-up it. It's obvious they're gonna re-up it because they're leasing more land here.
Well, they already notified us in writing this summer that they were going to exercise their option for 5 more years.
That doesn't change. At one time, John, they wanted to take, put everything together, and then they wanted to use the original numbers per square foot, and we didn't agree to that. We set this up as being an individual parcel, which is indicated in that blueprint over there. And because the original '95 agreement, John, every 5 years it goes, increases by $500. Now, as you Mike just read off, we have a 3% increase per year, and we're starting off with 10,000. Mike, where did you just have all those numbers?
Oh, $10,206 would be the first year's rent.
Then, of course, it goes up, yeah, 11,093 foot, feet here, and with a 3% increase.
Per year.
Per year, yes, okay, down here, we are. Front page down at the bottom is the, we're presently, front page down at the bottom where it says, leasing should pay an additional $10,206, and then that gets an annual 3% increase in the red. See that, Dale? Okay. The original, what we're working with now, year 2014, we received $5,500. Terry, am I correct there? And that increases the next year, when it's renewed, that will go up $500. So we're getting $6,000 in 2015, because it's a renewal year. If you look above there, Dale, in the middle of the page, we'll be leasing the total 18,107 square feet of that parcel up there.
Yeah, like I said, when I talked to you Friday, I thought we owned the whole thing. We found out that we didn't own it.
If we don't own the corner.
Yeah, we're only leasing a part of that. I understood, but like I said, I just wish I'd had a little bit more time to look at this.
Yeah, one thing that changes is the new parcel which they're leasing. You know, of course, you can see we went from 5,500, and we're
I'm not
automatic.
questioning that. I'm just saying, I just wish I'm only asking for it to go off in just 2 weeks. Okay.
Michael, you talked to the young lady from Philly. What was her?
They are anxious to proceed because they need to do their permitting and everything like that. But I mean, they need us to move forward. So we can sort of dictate that timing if that's council's decision.
Michael, you said that something about a hold harmless. Could you point that out? I'm not seeing a hold harmless.
Actually, I believe council probably has the version of the lease that was prior to our final amendments, but I do have a copy here. Should I just read it out loud for the benefit of the council? It's not entirely.
It would be nice if council would have had a copy of that with that information in it.
Lessee, Sunoco agrees to indemnify and hold lessor, the city, its agents and employees harmless and release lessor, its agents and employees from any and all claims related to the lease entered into by the parties. This indemnification and release shall include payment of the costs of defense and satisfaction of any judgments or orders related to the use of the property, including environmental enforcement actions that may arise through the lease of the property.
Can I ask, is there any actually thing different between, as far as the building and the property and all that kind of stuff itself, other than the cost from this addition to the original? I mean, the same thing we've had since 1995 is that it's just pretty much changing, other than it's bigger.
And the only thing we added was the first refusal on their property.
If they ever decide to sell, the city would have the option to buy it. No, we don't have to sell it. They don't, yeah, they don't have the option to purchase.
In the original agreement, they had first on our property. Now come back and reimburse on their property. We probably would never buy the gas station, but we have that right in case they were put up for sale. We decide to sell everything we own, including that. See what I'm saying?
Right, they have first shot to buy it.
No, as far as I know, Michael, help me out if we changed anything. There's nothing been changed other than the parcel and the dollar values. Am I correct? Other than the first refusal we picked up on their property. Was there anything you know of that we deleted or they added?
Other than deleting their option to purchase that they had wanted, and us getting the right of first refusal, I think those are all the substantive changes. So we're just adding additional square footage and collecting additional rent.
In the agreement between Burger King and Sunoco for the cross driving,
The cross easement agreement,
that just to protect us in the future has nothing to do with our agreement, am I correct?
correct, we just want to make sure that they continue to be good neighbors and they're on the same page in case Sunoco would bring a tanker through that driveway entrance. We don't want to be held responsible for that.
John?
So does it make any difference who signs this first? If we send it to them and have them sign it,
I don't think it
we're not gonna send
matters.
it, we're not gonna send it to them this.
No, not
This
the red
workout,
line
so this
version, no.
is not the final product that,
No, that is
that
not,
we're gonna ratify.
correct.
How about we take,
Can you have the final copy ready by next meeting?
Absolutely.
Can we just vote, can we authorize to have you prepare the final and send it then for signature? It's gonna take 2 weeks till you get it down to them in Philadelphia and they get it back to us, it's probably gonna take 10
Sure.
days.
So what we're voting on is authorize you to get this all together and get it down to them for their signature.
Absolutely, we can do that.
So then it would come back for us to vote on to ratify.
Final, right, final vote.
you don't get a, everybody's gonna get a copy, as soon as he has it finished, before he sends it to Philly, you'll get a copy prior to.
Are they aware of the stipulations that was added as far as the,
I sent that to them last week after our meeting,
okay,
when we put them in, and so they should be aware. I followed it up with an email, and I heard no word back to the contrary.
The stipulation, is that what some of the things you...
The indemnification and that cross easement, yeah.
Have they submitted any plans as to what they're gonna do with the lot? Have they shown us any proposed plans?
I've not seen any, Jeff.
Now, everything's been held up until they get this, because legal department won't allow, well, nobody makes a move until this is done.
Okay.
Because they wanted to start getting permits through the code out and so forth. I'm sure they're working on it, because I'm sure they're not gonna take it stop.
Well, they can't proceed with that till we get a signed contract back anyways.
Right, exactly.
I'll make a motion that we forward this completed lease to them for signature and ask them to return it as quickly as they can.
And we'll act on the final decision.
Second.
Henry,
Yes.
Ister,
Yes.
Persing,
Yes.
Shipman,
Yes.
Reichner.
Yes.
Audience comment? Anything specific the audience would like to comment tonight? Yes, sir.
Do you know when they're going to end street sweeping for the year?
Bill,
Well, I didn't really say.
when you're going to end the street sweeping for the year?
November 14th, I think is the date.
Around 14th or 19th.
Yeah,
It's
somewhere,
usually- it's
I
usually
think,
before
somebody
Thanksgiving.
picked the date of November 14th at any time, so.
It's right around in there.
Thank you.
Okay. I can know that myself. Yes, sir, Mr. Bennett. This would be a personnel issue that we talk about in the future, and agreements from the police department, or from Officer Bennett, I should say. Any other comments? Budget meetings, you wanna go over them, John, so we can hear it one more time, you tell us when we have to meet with there?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to. Next week, November 3rd, Monday night, budget meeting here, and at 6 p.m. I'd ask each councilman to please look over your request for funding for 2015. I'd like to remind all of you or inform you that revenues, because of some issues that have come up, revenues will probably be down over $100,000, as much as $200,000 next year. So we're going to have to really work hard on the budget. I will be meeting with the city clerk and city treasurer this week to look at the revenue side, and we'll have that ready for you to look at next Monday night. So next Monday night, November the 3rd, right here at 6 o'clock.
But if they could all get their budgets into Kathy so she can get it on a.
Yeah, if you can get your preliminary spending request in by the end of this week, so that they can give us a preliminary look, we should have a go at it Monday.
Probably nice if we could do it Thursday, that way she can do it on Friday.
Yeah, Thursday, that's just, we can do it Friday. That's
We can get it in
good
by
point.
Thursday.
Good point, Mr. Mayor.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, I wanna thank everybody for coming, this meeting is now adjourned.
I don't want to.